but they mentioned having a crystal clear criteria, and it consists of 5 parts: knowing the property type that you want, your location, the condition, your profitability, as well as your price range. Now with the type, of course we're looking at multifamilies, but multifamily come in several different types. You have the side by side, which we actually did a video on. All of the units are side by side. They have their individual doors where they can go in, and the only thing that they share is a wall. Then you have the type of multifamily where it's an up and down, where the staircase is on the outside of the building. You may have 2 downstairs, and I'm looking at fourplexes. So I may have 2 downstairs and 2 upstairs, but there'll be a staircase on the outside where to get to the upstairs, you would just go, and of course you have your individual doors to get in. But you also have what are called starter apartment buildings, where the staircase isn't outside. You may still have 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, but the staircase is on the inside, and there's a door where everybody goes in, the same door, and you go in. There's an apartment here, an apartment there, a staircase, you go upstairs, apartment. So that's kind of like a starter apartment building. So there are several different types, and there are others, monster houses, where a big house, one of these big, antebellum homes has been converted, sectioned off into, a multi-family type place. Or there are several different types of multi-families. But the location is another thing. And these crystal clear criteria are things that you want to get settled in your mind, so that once you have it settled in your mind, it'll automatically draw your attention towards what it is that you're looking for, and it'll filter out all of the things that you're not interested in. Because I'm looking for fourplexes, but of course, multifamily can range from a duplex, from a 2 unit all the way up to a 2,000 unit, so to say multifamily, that's, a wide range, but my mind is focused on doing fourplexes. So I'm pushing out the 2s, pushing out the 3s, pushing out, anything above 4, I'm not looking for. So once you get this crystal clear criteria down, now your mind, your subconscious, your mind, your real estate agent, your friends, everybody's able to focus on, okay, this is what I'm interested in, and this is the only thing that I'm going to mention to him, I saw something. So in addition to the type of multifamily, you're going to look at the location. Where do you want to buy? You have A-class neighborhoods where everything's new, all the stores are there, all the different amenities, the best schools, things of that nature, high tax, high property tax area where, the cash flow might not be as great, but the appreciation, because all the stores are there, the property value will go up pretty good in those areas because they're A-class neighborhoods. Whereas in opposition to, of course you have B-class, where you're more working class, maybe some older homes, but they're still nice homes. And, then you have your C-class where, there are working class people there, a little lower economic area, lower income area. And then you have the D, where, the crime is higher, maybe more folks are out of work, lower income, and some, no income, government assistant, those type places. So you have to determine where it is that you want to buy your property. What areas are you looking in? And that'll, again, help you filter out what it is that you're not interested in at all. I'm not interested in the D class. I'm not interested in the A either. So not speaking down on the D, I'm not interested in A either, because like I say, my goal is cash flow. And with the A, most often the price that you have to pay to purchase the property is so high, your profit margin is very low because most of your money coming from rents is going towards paying that mortgage note. So, and in the D, you have, other issues. You have to chase your tenants down maybe because they're not, able to pay the rent that month. Or, people are breaking in. And I mentioned on another video where I had some single families where, anytime the thing went vacant, you have to pretty much set a guard dog out because, somebody's going to try to come and either steal the HVAC unit outright or tear it apart so as to get, a couple of dollars worth of copper out of the thing. So, you have trade-offs in both type areas. But I believe that the C is really, kind of a point where I want to be, where the properties aren't too highly priced, where I can't make a good profit, and the tenants that the areas will attract will be, the type of tenants that I'm, willing to work with. So also the condition of the property. Now I'm not looking for what they call turnkey, where everything's brand new, ready to, move in once you purchase it, and you basically just, start making money. I'm looking for a rehab, something that I can buy, do some fix up, and buy at a discount, do some fix up. I'm looking for a deal, buy at a discount, do some fix up. Everything is relatively new. I know that I don't have to worry about a bunch of capital expenditures because I've pretty much gone in, updated the kitchens as far as the flooring, the cabinets, countertops, the bathrooms, basically what it needs to be done, refresh the carpet, the paint, this, that, and the other. But I want to find something I can get a good price on, do a rehab. And even with that, there are levels of rehab. There are, rehabs where everything's stripped down to the bone and you're pretty much starting with a brand new canvas. You just have the building itself, that's there, but you stripped it down to the studs and you're going in and, replacing everything. Or a light rehab where you just need to do some painting and maybe some landscape work, put up a nice picket fence and you're ready to go. So I'm looking at maybe, rehab where around $50,000 worth of rehab. No matter where I am, if I can do $50,000 worth of rehab, that's about the level of rehab that I want to do. I don't want to go into, like I say, stripping it all the way down to the bones and going with a complete rehab. So another thing, profitability. You have to make up your mind, how much do you want to profit per door? You want to put in your pocket per door. So with the multifamily, you're looking at potentially, several $100s, but you also have to look at the expense. When I say putting money in your pocket, I'm talking about after everything has been paid that needs to be paid. Your net operating income minus the mortgage is usually what's going to be your cash flow, what we're going to call pure cash flow. So you have to look at all of your income, all of your expenses, in addition to the mortgage. And once all of that dust is settled, what's left over? So you need to make a determination on the front end. What do you want to see as profit going in your pocket? And that will help you to, like I say, filter out a lot of quote-unquote opportunities that come your way because it doesn't match up to your crystal clear criteria. We want to get all these things straightened out up front so that we're moving with the maximum efficiency towards what it is that we want, bottom line. The last thing that the book mentions as far as your crystal clear criteria is your price range. What are you willing and or able to purchase a property for? And I actually did some math on the board back here, and we're going to look at it, but we want to determine what your maximum allowable purchase price is. Now, what I'm looking at, like I say, I want to do fourplex, do something that I can go in and rehab $50,000 or less, and in a C-class neighborhood. If I can get B, that's fine. C class I'm willing to work with, so won't go lower than C, won't go higher than B. So that's what I'm looking for. But in either event, what I did was the math on a, let's say, $300,000. Now we're talking $300,000 after repair value. So if we're $300,000 after repairing the place, your refinance or loan to value, most banks aren't going to loan you more than 75%. Now I'm talking about refinancing loan to value because when you have a building that needs work, rehab, $50,000 worth of rehab, most conventional banks probably won't loan you the money to purchase that. You know, if it's in a certain level of disrepair, they're not going to loan you the money to purchase that. You know, you have to go somewhere else, whether it's a hard money lender or some unconventional lender. And there are a bunch of lenders or loan products out there that will allow you to purchase the property. But if you just go into your run-of-the-mill bank, they may not allow it. But in either event, what I'm talking about with the refinance loan to value, I'm pretty much saying we've already purchased the building, done the rehab, rented the thing out, and now we're looking to get our money out, or whoever loaned us the money, so we can pay them off. So basically a burst strategy. We're going to buy it, we're going to rehab it, we're going to rent it out, we're going to refinance that loan, and then repeat the process. But you have to work backwards to, after repair value, what is that number going to be? The bank on refinance will loan you, let's say 75%. So that's $225,000 that you have to work with. Now, out of that $225,000, how much did you use to rehab the property? I'm saying I'm going to set my limit at $50,000. So I have to pull my $50,000 rehab money out of that $225,000. So now, how much do I have left? $175,000, and that is my maximum allowable purchase price because I'm going to need that money to purchase it. Now, in my initial offer, I'm only going to offer, say, $150,000. And in between that $150,000 and $175,000 is a range that I have to negotiate with the seller because, like I say, I'm looking for a deal. And I know in your mind you're thinking, well, if they're selling it for $300,000, and I have found several fourplexes for sale, $300,000, empty, some fire damage, no telling what my inspector is going to find when I go in there. No way am I going to pay $300,000 for an empty building that I'm going to have to fix up, get rented out before I'm able to turn a dime. So no way. I'm going to offer half or a little bit more than half, $150,000 to start, and in the negotiation I'll go up to $175,000 because I know that my numbers, $50,000 on a rehab. If it costs more than $50,000 to rehab it, to get it to appraise for more, for $300,000 or more, then I know it's not the property for me. So what I'm getting at is all of these things have to be crystal clear to you before you step into this pool, so that when you step in, your mind is already focused on what it is that you can do and what you cannot do, and you won't step, you're more than likely not to step outside of that. Even with the rehab, you know that you have a set budget and things go over. You may take out a toilet and find wood rot that needs to be taken care of, so you need to have some cushion in there. Just because you have $50,000 for the rehab doesn't mean that you necessarily should spend all $50,000. And by that I mean to say you need to have some cushion in there that doesn't go above $50,000 because there are going to be issues that arise. But in either event, you want to have a crystal clear idea on what it is that you want to do, what it is that you can do, and going into your situation with the math already worked out, with your crystal clear criteria is your best way to go. Again, my name is Kelvin Davis. I am your multifamily newbie. I want to encourage you and appreciate you for being on this journey with me. And as always, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the top.